Revendreth. It's arguably the shortest chapter of this entire thing. It's a little bit sad, but okay. When the drought started, Sire Denathrius used the spires of Revendreth to siphon ambient anima and add it to his hidden stores within Castle Nathria. It's said that he was the architect of the drought. Now, So first and foremost, this goes to what I told you earlier, where this is going to become far more relevant. The fact that it's sort of... anima seems to be everywhere, right? You can capture anima and sort of pull it out of the air, out of thin air, so to speak. It just seems as if anima is far more likely to coalesce inside of a soul. So a soul will build up an incredible amount of anima, whereas it will probably take you a decade to siphon anima out of thin air compared to actually trying to siphon it, from a soul, so to speak.
Yeah.
My problem with it is said that he was the architect of the drought. It clearly doesn't... It's not because of the spires. Because we know that Sire Denathrius had a much bigger role to play in all of this, right? He not only, according to Prince Ranathal at least, he was the one that caused the drought in the first place. So he was basically hoarding all of the anima. He was... The spires most likely pulled anima from everywhere. So it basically sucked all of the anima out of the in-between, so to speak. So he was just sucking anima out of everything. But more importantly, according to Prince Ranathal, he is the one that brought down the Arbiter. If you go to Castle Nathria and you go to Stone Legion Generals, Prince Ranathal says that it was the Arbiter's downfall was the fact that she trusted Denathrius because he betrayed her. Which, how?
Now, okay, so this brings up more timeline questions, right? Because did Denathrius betray Zovaal as the Arbiter? And that's why he got banished. Because Denathrius was the one to turn around to the other Eternal Ones and start the coup. Because that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And that would also make sense as to why he then goes back on his word to bring Zovaal back. But if it's the current Arbiter, and we kind of have the impression that it was Denathrius who took down the current Arbiter with Ramonia...
Yes.
Why?
So I see a lot of people going, how? If you watch that cinematic of how the Arbiter is brought down, there's a scream just before the red light hits the Arbiter. First and foremost, that red light can be one of two things as far as I can tell. It can be Ramonia, but it 100% looks like Anima from Revendreth, right? It has the same color schematic as Anima from Revendreth. But the scream is exactly the same scream as Ramonia's scream before she strikes Prince Ranathal. So that's why we believe it may have been Ramonia that struck down the Arbiter. Don't know how, because we never see a sword slamming into the Arbiter. But it is entirely possible that Ramonia left her blade, right, went into the Soul Stream, slammed into the Arbiter to bring down the Arbiter, and then returned to Ramonia, return to the blade, if that is even possible.
I mean, the other argument is that it's not actually Ramonia itself, but just a projection of Anima, like you said, and that it's kind of tainted, like Revendreth Anima in itself is tainted. That's why it's red with the suffering of who they extracted it from. And so if you just let out suffering into the air, it's going to scream.
I mean, it is possible. The Anima from Revendreth is most certainly very much what we, I guess, consider troubled anima, right? This is not anima from the best souls in the universe. This would be anima from souls that were just good enough not to go to the maw.
Yeah.
Like, instead of killing, like, if they killed one more person, that would have been off to the fucking maw. But because they only killed 6,999,000 people. If we were to say that, let's say Hitler is the barrier to entry. So 7 million people send you straight to the maw. The people that only killed 6 million, 6,999,000, they wouldn't go there. Or 6,009,999 million people, they wouldn't go there, right? They would go to Revendreth. So these are still horrible souls, just not quite as horrible as Hitler. That's basically how you need to look at this. Sinful Tower is where Denathrius first founded the Court of Harvesters. Surprisingly, the walls of Sinful withstood the light's bombardment in the Ember Ward. Rumor has it that this is because of defenses Denathrius implemented to contain the powers within Sinful. Was so strong they kept even the light at bay.
So that has been a question for me ever since I found, like, Sinful as part of the Venthyr campaign. What's below it? Because you can fall down the middle. Where does it go? What's down there, bro?
You jump in there to go to the maw at one point, do you not?
I believe so, yes. But then that quickly gets taken away from you.
Actually, no, you don't jump in there to go to the maw. You have to activate those statues around it, and that sort of creates a portal to fall into the maw.
So, yeah, like, what's down there? You can kick Sinful attendants off there and into the hole. Where do they go? Where do you go when you jump in? Because there's a back door to it outside the back of the Flightmaster area that was progressively getting further and further you can go down there until they added a mirror to get back up to the main Sinful platform. So they obviously had an idea for something down there and then changed their mind. Where do these things go?
Is it unfinished storyline, or is it just mystery that they're trying to keep? The fact that it could keep even the light at bay, now that is interesting. Because that would suggest that either the coalescence of Sinful Spire, the coalescence of all those sins, creates such a powerful structure that they had to protect it with literally everything. But then why didn't he just protect the whole of Revendreth in the same way, right? It's not as if they have it's not as if he has to apply for a budget. So he went to the Arbiter and he went, hey, I would like to beef up my entire realm. And the Arbiter went, no, you're well over budget, right? He could just fucking build it if he wants to. He just decided not to. What is so important about Sinful? The Venthyr's unique ability to wend through the shadows is considered translocation magic.
They're not vampires, honest. It's like, yes, they fucking are. Just admit it. Like,
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Even if we are to say, okay, translocation magic, which is sort of obvious in and of itself, I suppose. But even then, is this the kind of information that you need inside a book? Like, I don't know.
It's a stupid explanation for something that we didn't need. Like, fucking Star Wars. Like, I trash on it all the time. But in the Solo Star Wars movie, we didn't need to know why he gets the name Han Solo. Why would you ruin this fucking information? Like, you don't need it.
I'm very happy to say I've never watched the Solo movie, so I have no idea.
Don't fucking bother. Like, save yourself.
No, I stopped after the first 6. For me, there are only 6 Star Wars movies, and I'll stick with the 6. Because I know the 6 are good. The first 3 is arguably not as fucking good, but that's because of bad acting. But after that, it gets
coarse and irritating.
After that, it gets considerably fucking worse. The only redeeming quality of the first 3 is Natalie Portman. That's it. And it's
if it was Kate Beckinsale, you'd watch them all the time. But
I do watch them all the time.
I need to go create some more Star Wars story myself. So
that's
I'm gonna
fine.
Go take a piss.
That's fine. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. This was an excerpt from The Shill Show. If you did, remember to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and smash that bell for more content like this. I want to take some time to thank the patrons and the Twitch subs of this channel. Thanks to you, this channel keeps growing. So if you want exclusive content, head over to Patreon. The link is in the description down below, or live every Tuesday to Friday over on Twitch. Again, link in the description down below. And then to all of the YouTube channel members, thank you so much for your monthly contributions. It does allow us to keep putting out videos like this one, so we couldn't have done it without you. As always, ladies and gentlemen, be kind to each other, be good to each other, and take care of yourselves. As always, I will see you in the next one. Peace out, fam.